Today I'm going to show you two cool upgrades that I did in the kitchen that were easy to do. The difficult part was actually finding the correct size of these items, but once found, they were easy to install, and I think they really add to the kitchen area and they solve a problem that I had. So one of the problems I had in the kitchen area was where to store my wine bottles. If you put them in the fridge, they just take up a bunch of room in the door, or I'm having to lay them down in the fridge. And also, I don't really want to cool and refrigerate red wine or port or something like that. So I was always like throwing these wine bottles wherever I could find and storing them and hoping they wouldn't break. And so I needed to come up with a solution to store them. And I always like wine coolers or wine chillers, and I wished that this trailer had a built-in one. And it's something that I think in the future, Jayco, if you're listening, would be a cool option to add into your trailers. But mine did not have one, and I always wanted one. And actually, there was a spot in my kitchen that was perfect for it. And because I'm parked in my driveway, I don't have this slide fully out, so you'll have to bear with me. But the spot that I had for this was right down here. This area right here. This area was just a large area for storing like pans or tall items. It had a door on it like this. I knew that if I could find the appropriate sized wine cooler, I could use this area for wine. And I actually found one that fit perfectly. Let me show you what I did. So here we are on the other side of the island here, and we're looking at the wine cooler right here. This whole area, again, was a cabinet, and it was for tall items. And I found this wine chiller at TJ Maxx Home Goods. It holds 6 bottles of wine. They just slide in here. It has a light. I'm not connected to power right now, so you can't see the light, but it has a light in the glass door here. It looks totally built in, and because this was a tall area, I had this cabinet space up here that was going to be just, an open space visible. What I did in this cabinet space that was going to be visible above the wine cooler is I bought a plastic drawer from Home Goods that was the exact size of this. It holds light items like my towels and washcloths, and I took a piece of wood that I had found. Actually, it was a wooden box I found at Home Goods that matched the color of this perfectly, and I cut it, and then I secured it with glue on the front of this plastic drawer, and it slides in, and it looks totally like it was built this way. If I got a handle like this right here, which I may do in the future, it may tie it in even more together. But I think it turned out great. And again, that was my solution for my wine bottles in this area. I have one more idea that you might find useful. Here we are looking at the other side of the island, the kitchen area. Again, the slide is not fully out, but I can get into this cabinet to show you what I did. Here's my other solution for a wine storage area, and this is a cheaper solution that you might find handy. But what I did was I just got one of these bottle carriers that you get when you order a bunch of drinks or wine bottles from, like, I think I got this from Total Wine when I bought some bottles, and I kept it, and it fit perfectly in this space, and it keeps these bottles upright. It keeps them from banging around, and it stores 6 bottles. So I can use my red wines in here. I have syrup for my coffee in here. I have a port in the back. I have some of my espresso cups right there. You could put your salt and pepper shakers in there. This was a cheap and very inexpensive way to store the wine bottles in a way that they're not going to break and that they're easy to access. Well, I hope that gave you a couple ideas on what you can do for storing your own wine bottles. Again, the wine chiller came from TJ Maxx Home Goods. If I can find a link to it, I will leave a link to that wine cooler, but you're going to need to just measure your own area that you have for it. And for me, I didn't have to cut anything out. There was a plug already in the back of that cabinet in the island for me to plug into. And just be creative with your RV and your extra, let's say, storage spots that you're not really utilizing that well, and you'll come up with solutions like this. I hope this gave you a couple ideas. You might watch this next video on some organization tips for small spaces that I just did. And until I see you in the next video, take care and travel safe.